Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Reach Your Happy with Laura. I am Laura, and today I'm going to be talking about when you're being tested by the universe. And maybe you believe that you do get tested throughout life, that stuff comes at you to see how you'll respond. But the one thing that I'm noticing in my, if we could categorize it as this test time of my life right now, actually over the past 6 months, is that when I view it as that, or from the perspective that I'm being tested, I feel defensive and I feel like the whole world is against me. Like I did something wrong to get here, and that's why I'm being tested, because somewhere along the path I did something wrong. And so I have been shifting my perspective, and I think this could be really helpful for you too if you feel like you're being tested, or a situation in your life, maybe you're even witnessing someone else being tested, that instead of it being a test, reframing it as an opportunity. So the next time you go like, wow, life's really testing me, wait, life is giving me an opportunity right now. And the energy of test versus opportunity, it's just such a different feeling. Opportunity to me feels like there's a chance, there's many different paths, there's many different things. Like when someone says, oh, I got a great opportunity, it usually doesn't mean one thing opens up, it means many things open up. And I do feel in my own experience and watching other people move through their experiences that we get opportunities to grow and shift in ways that without that challenge, without that problem being presented to us, we wouldn't change. And then we'd be stuck in the same pattern over and over. So when this opportunity, again, you could exchange that for test if test still feels like it resonates for you. When an opportunity comes through, it's like, oh, I guess I'm being called to change. Probably because I've been seeking something different out of this experience, or I have new insight, I have new perspectives, I have something that I'm shifting away from, and I need an opportunity to, sometimes it's kind of get your sea legs, right? Like figure out who am I now? Other times it's, I have been saying I want this change, and in order to receive that change, in order to make that a part of me or a part of my life, I have to have an opportunity to really show myself that I can, and also that at any point in time, I can change and shift my perspective of things, and therefore shift my reality completely. So for me, with my, I had a uterine fibroid diagnosed, I guess you could call it, in October. And it is just about to be April now. And I am finally going to meet with a surgeon to get it removed. It's been a very long journey, and so much of it, you know, at the beginning, I was so hard-headed about figuring this out. That was when I came across a problem in my life, my general essence was like, how do I solve this? How do I fix this? How do I make it better? Stat. Throughout this fibroid process, I have had to continue to surrender and let go and detach and detach and detach, because I have been asking for an opportunity to shift. I have been asking to have more peace in my life. I wake up in the morning and I set the intention, I want to follow the path of peace today. So being presented with a physical ailment that causes great amount of pain. I went through some depression, lots of anxiety, tons of fear, that it gave me an opportunity to reacquaint myself with all those emotions, but also shift my perception about my body, about my relationships, about the role that I play in relationships. It has helped me access years and years and years of pain that I have been asking to shift. I wanted to shift my perception about my mom's illness. So she got sick when I was in first grade and died when I was a freshman in high school. And this idea that I had of a kid, okay, when I do this, mom's happy. When I do this, or I see my siblings do this, mom's mad. Therefore, we have some sort of influence on mom in her life. Very normal thing for a kid to think. As an adult, I consciously understand that my mom's journey was her own, and that who I was as a child, whether I was well behaved or misbehaving, didn't actually influence the chemistry of her body, but instead, she'd choose to perceive me a certain way and feel happy. I didn't have that kind of control that I thought I did. So this fibroid was such a beautiful opportunity for me. If you've been in session with me, I say opportunity all the time, because that's truly what I believe it is. Having the fibroid has been an opportunity for me to reassess, like, how much do the people in my life have influence over my physical well-being? Oh, zero. Again, going back to my childhood memory of feeling like, okay, I'm not good enough. I need to be better. I need to be more responsible. I need to be a better caretaker. I need to be a better daughter, a better friend. I just need to be better because I'm clearly not doing this right, because look at what I'm doing to my mom. She's so sick. She's getting more sick. Oh, what am I doing wrong here? So I needed to have an opportunity because I couldn't shift it. I have tried to shift my relationship to my mom's illness and not taking the blame for it, but I could consciously understand that. But on a cellular level, my body had created this storyline of why she died, why I had to be abandoned by her at such a young age, and why I had to have such difficult situations in my life that I wanted my mom so bad for. I created this huge story about why it happened. And our minds like to do that. It likes to compartmentalize. It's like, this is why it's like this, and that's just what it is. And that limits us in so many ways. So this fibroid just broke open my storyline because I was looking around and able to see this had nothing to do with anybody else. This is my journey. This is my path. And so looking back at my younger self who blamed herself, and looking at my mom and going, no, that was my mom's path. I was a bystander, an innocent bystander, watching her experience. We don't have that kind of influence over other people. We can be inspirational. We can be bad influences. We can show other people how they want to be or how they don't want to be. But ultimately, every being has free will. We can try to impose our beliefs or our judgment or our ways of being on others. But ultimately, it's each individual's choice to either take that in, a bit of it in, parts of it, And so this fibroid experience has shown me that the only person I'm responsible for is me. Now, if I had viewed this fibroid as a test, okay, it's a test. How can I be so responsible here? How can I? And it's like, it's not about that. It wasn't about how perfectly can I move through this fibroid experience of being so kind to the doctor. And maybe if I'm kind, then I'll get what I want. And it's like, no, Laura, you are being given an opportunity to shed layers and layers and layers of shame, of blame and guilt and responsibility that you've been holding about your mother, and then it turned into your father, and then it turned into your boyfriend, and then it turned into your siblings, and then it turned into your nieces, and then your nephews. And it's just like, I was so ready to shift that. And the feeling was anxiety. I woke up every single morning since I can remember with this dread. Like, I have to be so good. I have to do everything right today, because if I'm not good enough, someone I know and love is going to get hurt. Because that was my storyline from being a child. And again, I consciously know that's not true, but when feelings are so present and so gripping, it can be really hard to pull yourself away and go, oh, that's just my anxiety because I'm taking on these responsibilities that are not mine. I'm trying to play God and I ain't God. No, when you're in anxiety, you're like, shit, something is so wrong here. When you're depressed, you're like, I am so wrong. I am so bad. How the heck did I get here? So this fibroid, instead of, again, it's not a test, it's an opportunity. I took this opportunity. At first, I'll be honest, I did not take the opportunity. I was like, this sucks. I hate this. I hate how awful I've been to myself about my body. I just like my perception of it and my judgment of my body. I'm like, oh, this is what I get for being so nasty to myself. I thought I felt gross then. Look at me now. That was the first couple months. Then appointments kept getting canceled, stuff got rescheduled, emergencies happened. I wasn't in the right part of my cycle to be seen for this ultrasound. Like, it's humorous now in it. I was like, what in the fuck is going on here? This isn't fair. I don't like this test. This doesn't feel fair to me. But the opportunity it gave me, which I started to become privy to, because I was like, this is a fucking joke. This like can't be real here. All these cancellations. I'm literally sitting in the waiting room and they're like, sorry, there was emergency giving birth. You know, I'm like, okay. I started to say, okay, this is an opportunity for me. What feeling is this bringing up? And I'm like, guilt that I feel so bad most of the month that I can't show up for sessions. I can't work right now. I can't show up for my family. I can't show up for my friends. I can't connect with my husband in the way that I want to. Like, I am unable to show up and be the person I want to be for the people I love more than life itself. The only one I can show up for is me. This is it. Just you and you, Law. You got to show up for you. You got to take the best possible care of you. And when I said, okay, canceling on that, can't show up there, have to go home, miserable on Christmas, got to go home early, have to sleep some more, can't get up and fold the laundry, can't get up and make dinner, having to keep letting it go and go. Everything felt like I just had to let it go. Let it go. I don't have that kind of power. I'm so uncomfortable and I'm getting emotional thinking about it because it's like, holy shit, that was wild. So intense. And I started to surrender and it just started to get easier. It started to get easier to advocate for myself. It started to get easier to show up for work. It started to get easier to have better boundaries and say no when I didn't have the capacity to. I have these two lovely friends, Brad and I's friends, and we went out to dinner with them, and one of them has her own journey with her illness and her wife is her support system. So it's like this beautiful reflection. And for them to just hold space for me, you know, we're sitting at dinner and I'm starting to get uncomfortable and one of them's like, isn't it time to go? And I'm like, yeah, I can't do this, you know, and to just continue, I was going to say to like claim defeat. Like, I can't, I am not stronger than this right now. And I've been the strong one my whole life. I mean, to have to step out, to have to leave a dinner, to change plans around me. No, like that is not who I am. So this identity of me being strong and capable, no matter what the heck I'm going through, it started to melt away. And like, I look back to 15-year-old me, my mom died. I had just made the varsity basketball team and we had 2-week Christmas vacation. She died 4 days before Christmas, 3 days before her birthday. And I took 1 week off of practice and then went right back. And my coach said to me, like, you need to get back into it. I'm sorry what you went through, but let's go. And I'm like, okay. And everyone at school treated me like everything was normal. And I was like, okay, I guess this is just like what it is. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm still here. My mom died, yeah, but like life goes on. I didn't have time. I didn't get the space, you know. Everyone around me was grieving. My school, it was like, you know, how do people hold space for people that are grieving? It's a very uncommon thing to know what to do with a grieving person, never mind a grieving 15-year-old girl who's, I'm still playing basketball, still have the act together, uniform, shirt tucked in, you know? It's just like, it's wild. So that strong one, well, she melted away. But as that shield dropped, what I realized was that strong doesn't mean holding it together and looking the part. Strong to me means being honest, showing up for yourself, having good boundaries, speaking up about needing space and time and quiet and honoring yourself. That to me is the strength that I really want to be embodying, not this idea of perfection, because that's just a bunch of bullshit that helped me survive. And I'm so thankful for that skill, but I don't want to play games anymore. I don't want to pretend that I'm okay when I'm not okay. Because pretending that that I am okay when I'm really not okay cuts me off from the rest of the world. No one can help me if I've got it all together. No help can come in. I can't receive support. I can't receive love. I can't help grab a hand up to help me out of this dark hole if I've got it all together. So that version of me was dying off. And in that dying off, again, this opportunity, not a test, but an opportunity to let go of the things that aren't me anymore, to burn off that dead wood. It opened up the access point to this place of peace that I've been seeking. I was then guided to a different doctor. I got a couple, because this particular fibroid is on the outside of my uterus, and you want a good one to remove it because it's got a lot of blood supply to it. So I had a couple options for doctors, and I'm like, this lady was available really soon. And I'm like, but that doesn't feel right to me. This guy feels right to me. And my OBGYN was like, yeah, but you're gonna have to wait. I'm like, I know, but this one just feels right to me. And because I burned off all that dead wood, because I'm not trying to be perfect, I'm not trying to escape my current situation, these plenty of opportunities that are on the table for me, I was able to choose the person that brought me the most peace. Only to find out one of my best friends is connected to a nurse that works with him, and it's just been divine. Then my surgeon, he lost a family member. So my appointment got pushed out again. And instead of fighting it, I just said, okay, another opportunity. I'm not sure what this is going to give me. And then I was guided, right? Like I just said, okay. When I let go of needing it to happen the way I, in my mind, needed it to happen, the opportunities were ridiculously abundant. What I found was this woman, her social media tag is My Moonbox. I believe she's located in Bali from Melbourne, Australia. She has a YouTube, again, My Moonbox. Anyway, I found her. She has all these, like, her thing is PMS-free periods. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. She had these tips, and I integrated them for the past 5 weeks now. So since my appointment got rescheduled to today, and I took on those tips, started implementing them, and I have, for this last period, no PMS, very limited pain. I still have a bleeding issue, but no pain with it. So I am thanking the gods, my angels, my intuition, my ability to let go, to come into this very refined version of me, this honest, authentic, grounded version of me that continued to choose to take life as an opportunity instead of a test because I'm not good enough, that ended me up at this very moment in time the most peaceful I've ever been, the most loving I've ever been, the most money in my bank account I've ever had, feeling the most confident, beautiful, connected, in love with my life, in love with my husband, joyful in my experience, trusting in the greater unfolding. Y'all, 6 months ago, if you told me, oh, just wait to see where this brings you, I'd be like, bullshit. Now, I'm saying 6 months. For you, it may be the past 6 years. For you, it may be the last 60 years of your life have been just a bunch of nonsense. This is my path, and I know you have your unique path. I am telling you this story as a message of hope, and perhaps this shift in your perspective that you're being tested is ready to be shifted. And oh, traffic. Oh, accident, opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. The more you note things as being an opportunity for something, the more your eyes start to see opportunities for things. We live in an abundant universe wanting to support us. But that Taylor Swift song, like, hi, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. I am definitely my biggest problem. I was the one telling people, I'm good, I'm fine, when all I needed was someone to lean on. And I noticed that my honesty, my authenticity can make some people really uncomfortable, and some people just dive in and like thank me for showing up in this way. But mostly it's been a positive response from the world around me. Not to say I don't get, I was crying this morning. Me and my husband were training. We do martial arts. We were training and I kicked him in the ribs. And right as I went to go kick him, he moved his elbow down and I hit my ankle on his elbow. Okay? It's like, oh, I'm being tested. I got to do this better. Or this is an opportunity for me to refine my aim, my shot, my target, and get better at that. Not doing something wrong here. I'm always evolving. I'm always growing. And that's the whole point of this experience, I believe. So on that note, that was 2222, one of my favorite numbers. Thank you for tuning in. I love you so much. If I can be of any more assistance and you need some one-on-one support, reachyourhappy.com, and you can find all my information there. I look forward to speaking with you, whether it's on the phone or in person in Hudson. Yeah, I gotta get to my appointment.